What if a single port in Quebec could upend North American trade forever? In this video, we are going to look at the massive Contrecœur Terminal expansion near Montreal. We'll explore how this project could reshape supply chains, challenge established ports, and shift economic power across North America. From advanced rail connections to deep water berths, this isn't just local infrastructure, it's a potential game changer for global trade. Stick around because by the end, you'll understand who stands to gain, who might lose, and why the world is suddenly watching a small river port in Quebec like never before. The Port of Montreal has long been Canada's primary gateway on the St. Lawrence River, connecting the country to global markets. For decades, it served as a vital hub for containers, raw materials, and goods moving across North America. But in recent years, global trade patterns have shifted dramatically. Bigger vessels, higher cargo volumes, and rising demand have pushed the Montreal port to its limits. Space on the island of Montreal is finite, and the port can no longer accommodate the scale modern shipping requires. Enter the Contrecœur Terminal. Situated about 40 kilometers downstream from the city, this new site is designed to handle unprecedented volumes, equipped with deeper berths, modern rail connections, and truck access. This isn't just a local infrastructure project. The Contrecœur expansion has the potential to redefine trade flows across the continent, alter supply chain dynamics, and even challenge established ports in the United States. So why should anyone outside Quebec care? Because what happens here will ripple far beyond the St. Lawrence, reshaping global logistics in ways few expect. Global container traffic is surging at rates unseen in decades. The Port of Montreal estimates that once Contrecœur is fully operational, it could increase capacity by around 60%. That is an enormous leap, and it is a calculated response to growing demand from industries across North America and the world. The terminal is projected to handle up to 1.15 million TEUs annually, each TEU a standard shipping container. To put that into perspective, that is roughly equivalent to the cargo carried by over 100 fully loaded jumbo jets every single day. The size of ships arriving at North American ports has been growing consistently, and Montreal's existing docks simply cannot accommodate the newest generation of mega vessels. Geography is part of the solution. Contrecœur offers deep waters and available land, providing the room necessary for large-scale operations. Ambition drives the project. Canada is positioning itself as a logistics powerhouse in the Atlantic corridor. But there is a caveat. More capacity does not automatically equal more efficiency. Expanding the port's footprint solves some problems but introduces new challenges, from environmental concerns to the complexities of integrating with existing rail and road networks. The Contrecœur Terminal is nothing short of monumental. It will feature a 675-meter wharf with 2 berths designed to accommodate vessels, ranging from roughly 39,000 to 75,400 deadweight tons. A 7-track rail yard will link directly to North American rail networks, and truck gates will streamline road freight. Extensive container storage and handling areas are planned to ensure smooth operations. Construction began with site preparation as early as September 2025, with land works scheduled for 2027. The full terminal is expected to be operational by 2030. This is not just a construction project. It is a vision for the next era of shipping, connecting global trade routes directly with continental rail and highway networks. This is the kind of infrastructure that could redefine logistics. It is designed for scale, speed, and integration, linking international shipping with local distribution in ways that were previously impossible. Yet, the terminal is more than steel and concrete. It represents a strategic pivot for Canada, giving it influence over trade routes that have long been dominated by U.S. ports. The Contrecœur expansion does not just matter for Quebec, it has far-reaching implications. For Eastern Canada, the terminal reduces reliance on congested U.S. ports and bottlenecks along existing trade routes. The Canadian government has classified it as a project of national interest, signaling its importance to the country's economic strategy. For industries in Ontario, the Midwest, and beyond, this could mean faster, more efficient routes to the Atlantic. Lower costs, shorter transit times, and alternative options for cargo movement are all on the horizon. Global shipping giants like DP World, which has signed a joint development deal for parts of the project, gain a strategic foothold in a key Atlantic corridor. Yet not everyone stands to benefit. Older ports with legacy infrastructure may face reduced traffic. Traditional supply chains that rely on existing routes could feel the squeeze. And local communities have voiced concerns. Residents near Contrecœur worry about environmental impacts, noise, and potential disruptions to daily life. These objections are real, and they could influence the timeline, scale, and ultimate effectiveness of the terminal. This is a project that intertwines trade, infrastructure, geopolitics, and community interests. The stakes are high, and every decision has consequences beyond Quebec's borders. Even the most ambitious infrastructure plans encounter obstacles. Contrecœur is no exception. The terminal still requires final regulatory approvals, and in-water works, such as dredging and deepening the riverbed, are complex and expensive. Environmental considerations are significant. The St. Lawrence is home to protected species, including the copper redhorse fish, which could be affected by construction. Environmental groups, regulators, and courts may delay or modify aspects of the project. Local residents have raised legitimate concerns about health, noise, and ecological disruption. Balancing economic benefits against community and environmental costs is a delicate task, and one misstep could slow progress. On top of that, global logistics remain unpredictable. Trade wars, economic shifts, or unforeseen disruptions like pandemics or geopolitical crises could change the assumptions upon which the terminal's design is based. All these factors combine to create a complex, high-stakes environment. Contrecœur is not just a terminal, it is a calculated gamble, balancing opportunity against risk. The outcomes are uncertain, but the potential to reshape North American trade is enormous. Here is where the story becomes truly fascinating. Media reports have widely cited an estimated $140 million in annual economic benefits for Canada from Contrecœur. That is an impressive figure, but it only tells part of the story. The cost of the project, particularly the in-water works contract alone, exceeds CAD $609 million. The stakes are enormous. What this means is that the payoff for Canada is contingent. If global shipping patterns favor other routes, say through Asia-Pacific ports or the US West Coast, the expected economic gains might not materialize. Congestion on connecting rail lines or highways could further complicate the picture. Yet if Contrecœur succeeds, it could shift the balance of logistics in North America. For decades, ports such as Los Angeles, Long Beach, and those along the US East Coast have dominated trade. Canada, long a secondary player, could suddenly claim a seat at the top table. The real explosion is not just physical capacity. It is strategic influence over trade lanes, global shipping flows, and economic power. Imagine shipping companies recalculating their routes, major retailers changing supply chains, and governments adjusting policies to accommodate a new logistics heavyweight. The ripple effects would extend far beyond Quebec, touching markets across the continent and beyond. The Contrecœur Terminal is far more than a port expansion. It is a strategic maneuver designed for scale, resilience, and influence. It offers Canada a chance to redefine North American logistics, create alternative trade routes, and challenge long-standing power dynamics in the shipping world. But it comes with enormous risks. Environmental challenges, regulatory hurdles, global market uncertainties, and local opposition all pose potential roadblocks. The success of this ambitious project depends on careful management, evolving trade patterns, and a measure of good fortune. For Canada, the opportunity is immense. For competitors, it is a wake-up call. The Contrecœur expansion shows that even a small river port can become a linchpin of global commerce, capable of reshaping industries, redirecting flows of goods, and altering economic influence. If you found this deep dive into trade geopolitics, infrastructure, and global logistics fascinating, make sure to hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think this terminal will establish Canada as a major logistics power, or is it a high-stakes gamble that may not pay off? Let's discuss. How will Contrecœur change trade forever, and who will feel the impact most?